Previously on Fix-tion, we were talking all about Final Fantasy and how we do like it and something we don't.
Oh my God, was that the Batman?
That was it. That's my Batman impression, guys. That's the best I got.
I mean, I thought I was in the movie theater.
It was very guttural. I felt like my parents were dead while I was saying it. You know, I think I really tapped into the character. Was that too dark for this early? Too dark for this early?
Wow.
Hello, everyone, and
Hi.
welcome to another episode of Fan Fiction. It's so nice to see you all.
Another night, another
Nephew
episode.
is here with me again because he's fantastic.
Because it's my house.
It is. We are. This is my basement.
And we're in my basement. It's my rules.
Matt, how was your week?
Fairly good. How was yours?
I was okay.
Oh, really?
I mean, okay as a standard. It was
did
fine.
you-
Nothing terrible happened.
Did your parents die?
I don't want to talk about that right now.
But you know what we are going to talk about?
Somebody else whose parents have died?
Maybe. I don't know.
We should probably drop the dead parents thing. Like, well, Batman
right.
never really did. So, like, why do we have to?
I mean, they refresh us every movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about this new Robert Pattinson Batman to see how his parents are going to die.
Oh, I can't wait because they're going to show us again, I bet.
you $10 there's a pearl necklace that gets randomly shattered.
You're on.
Got it. So, as you all can probably guess, Batman is going to be the topic of today because we are going to tackle the Arkham games. Ooh.
Arkham.
So, Matt, what's your, we always like to talk about this. Matt, what's your experience with the Batman Arkham saga, as they call it?
Well, it is the first and only great Batman video games to come out.
Oh, that's not true.
Did you
Batman
pl-
and Robin on Sega Genesis
Oof.
is a masterpiece.
I was going to say, you're talking to the guy who played the NES Batman. Amazing soundtrack, horrible gameplay.
Oh, I played, there was a Justice League fighter game for Super Nintendo. So
I
I'd have to
know
say,
what you're talking about.
I think that was my first Batman on a video game console. I don't even remember it. I just remember kind of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like the NES version was kind of like a reskin of something, maybe. I don't know. It did not feel like Batman.
No.
I mean, the final boss did, because you're facing Jack Nicholson Joker with the big gun.
Oh, yeah.
But that's really about it.
I just remember the Sega Genesis one I played was so hard that like I got to like level 2 and you had to like shoot the grappling hook diagonal.
Is that the one where you go through the parade in the second movie?
No,
With
it's the third
Penguin?
one. I definitely played as Val Kilmer.
Okay,
Like,
I know which one
without
you're
a doubt
talking about.
knew I was Val Kilmer.
Because there was
the
also a
entire
beat 'em
time.
up one with like the Penguin one from the second movie.
Oh, okay.
And that one was actually pretty fun.
Well, I don't care for the second movie. We'll get into that.
Gobbledygook.
That's a whole separate podcast. Nothing against Tim Burton,
We'll get there.
but Batman Returns was just the worst for me. Like didn't like anything about it. Thought it was, I don't want to use the word terrible, but I never need to see it again and I'll be happy.
I love it.
I know, of course, it's Tim Burton.
It's special.
You love Tim Burton.
I do. And he Tim Burtoned all over that movie.
But also video games.
Yes.
Is what we're kind of here for today.
Correct. And
So-
that would be the Arkham series, which I have played all the way through, 100%ed the first and second one.
Okay. You 100% of the second one?
Oh, it took forever.
I was going to say, even with the DLC.
I
and
had
all
to
that
see
fun
what
jazz?
happened to Azrael.
Oh my God. Hey, I'm just glad they put him in there.
Oh my
because
God,
he
yeah.
shows up and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh
we're-
yeah,
we're
even for that like
jumping
little
in this.
blip he's in there, I'm like, ooh, that gave me shivers.
Okay, so let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's talk about Arkham Asylum.
Correct.
What do you remember? What are your thoughts, feelings, emotions, do's,
Oh,
don'ts,
man.
cans, won'ts,
So many
loves, losses?
I will say, I think the best thing about those is the boss fights.
Oh yeah.
Like the way they handle the characters in the boss fights, especially Scarecrow,
Mm-hmm.
Killer Croc, like
Poison Ivy had her own
Poison
thing.
Ivy, like all of them were so well done.
Yeah.
And even the cameos of like the first one with Clayface and the thing, and
Oh,
he kept
yeah.
like walking by and doing like
sure.
beautiful.
Well, and
Well
how
done.
not only did they get a lot of his villain gallery in there,
Yeah.
they did a great job of making them all feel individually special.
Yep.
To where it wasn't just like the same boss battle over and over again with just a different skin of this, now we're fighting Scarecrow this way, now we're fighting this person this way. Each villain, really, it felt like they got their own time to shine and do what
Definitely.
they need to. Like, especially Scarecrow. I mean, you can't.
Oh, that was probably one of the most iconic parts of the first
Oh,
one.
Well, so in the meta of the game too, So if you remember, doesn't the game start glitching out?
Yeah, it essentially starts breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Which is what a couple of horror games in general do.
Yeah.
There's a really famous one. Oh man, I can't think of the name of it right now. But essentially it would break the fourth wall, like your character's head would fall off. And or sometimes they just go to like a blue screen of death and you'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I think it was paranoia, something like that. Anyway. Sure. But I just love that they broke the fourth wall with Scarecrow. All of a sudden you're walking there's his dead parents on the table. And you're ooh.
Even, don't they replay the intro where like you're the one
correct,
trapped up?
Yeah,
and then,
you're
like
in Joker's position. Yeah,
Joker's the one wheeling you in and all that stuff.
That was so good.
Oh, do you remember the reveal of Killer Croc though?
Oh, that was so
good.
The
first time we saw it's like, maybe what if Killer Croc was like 40 feet tall? Like, and you're just like, my God.
What if he just happened to be swimming underneath me and scaring me like Jaws?
Oh, and see, even he got an amazing level. Because remember, he had to be quiet.
Absolutely.
You had to be super stealthy. Cool. You couldn't be too loud or he's going to chomp you. You're going to get you.
And see, that was such a great part because there's nothing you can do but be stealthy.
Yeah. And the Batman line, what is it? The
zip line.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then we, again, going back to not just the Scarecrow boss fight, but where you get a little bit of the toxin, you just hear the Batman do the 1-2 cough, like, and you just knew that the next 5 minutes of this game was gonna be a mind trip.
Yeah, they did so many good things with that. Even like fighting the minions in like the little rooms or choosing not to fight them. It was great. It felt very Metal Gear, it just had all those factors that was great. But then again, the major flaw, of course, is Detective Vision.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, so I wouldn't say, I'm glad you brought that up. I wouldn't say Detective Vision was a flaw. I think what they should have done is limited the amount of time that you could use it in one go.
Yeah, it definitely needed some sort of inhibitor.
Because and I think I'm guilty of it. I played most of the game on Detective Vision.
I think a lot of people did.
Which is not.
Why wouldn't you? It's part of
Well, it makes you feel bad because all these creators put all this time and energy into like making the walls look nice.
Yeah.
And all this extra detail, and I'm literally just walking around staring at people like I'm airport security, just TSA people like skeleton, you're a skeleton. Ooh, a knife,
Oh, this guy's got a knife, better take him down.
Yeah, so I wish that would have been implemented a little better.
Right.
But, I mean,
that's really the only major complaints I have about the first one was the Detective Vision and just that final boss fight. It just felt weird.
Yeah, you weren't a big fan of the Titan Joker guy.
No, I really wanted like an old school like Batman Joker just wailing on each other.
But that doesn't make any sense. One punch from Batman and Joker's out. Like you had to find a way.
You say that,
like
but
parallel it.
Every animated movie with him in it, they literally go like blow for blow, and Joker just soaks up the punches.
I don't know. Usually it's a lot of ducking.
Oh, name one?
Name one.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Okay, name another one then.
Killing Joke.
Another one then. Another one.
Literally all of them.
I don't know. The ones I've seen, it's usually like Guy Gardner, one good punch and the dude's out.
I think what I would have preferred is if Joker would have like thrown it on one of his henchmen or just kept injecting his henchmen.
I think you fight two of the henchmen before you get to him, right?
Well, yeah, but I say just keep going at it till Batman gets tired and then
do you think
something?
So for how poetic,
it just felt goofy.
Okay, sure. But do you think for how poetic they ended up making the Batman Joker relationship through the 4 or 5 games?
Yeah.
And I think we should also note we're probably just going to mostly be talking about Arkham Asylum, Arkham City.
Yeah, I don't think we're not going to touch on the spinoffs. Not that they're
Origins
anything,
and Blackgate. I think were the two.
So the spinoffs is like Blackgate, and then the other one's like can't think of the name of it, but like
Origins, right?
No, Origins is like the prequel one.
No, it's okay. So it's still part of the
whole
full
thing.
Game.
Yeah, it's not a spinoff.
And then there's like Return to Arkham, which
that might be like or Arkham something.
Yeah. But like for how poetic, if we look at the thing as an entire saga, the Batman Joker relationship, because by Arkham Knight, they are very much entwined with each other. I mean, they are like Mark Hamill's Joker is just constantly in Batman's mind. Does knowing that they wanted it to evolve into that type of relationship, does that change how you feel about how they portrayed the Joker in the first one?
I mean, Joker in the first one's fine.
Okay.
Like everything about everything in the first one is pretty much fine. Just minor little, things that are annoyances, but everything else is pretty perfect in the first game.
Because the Titan serum is what essentially poisons him to death so he can die in the second one, so he can be a ghost in the third one.
Well, in the third one, they go back in time, so Joker can be the big baddie again.
And then they don't go back in time.
Well, it's the origin because it's before they get to Arkham.
Not in Arkham Knight?
Origin. No, Knights.
Oh, in Origin. Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
Sorry, you said Origin.
No,
God,
sorry. It
okay,
gets
my bad.
confusing because they do that prequel thing midway through.
Yeah.
So
where you thought it was going to be Black Mask the entire
correct,
time.
that's
You're like,
the Origin one.
Black Mask finally getting his time to shine.
Right. And then you're like,
nope, no, it's
nope,
Joker. Just to give you a heads up. It's always Joker. Just to give you a heads up.
But no, you're right.
Mark Hamill is available, it's always going to be the Joker.
Correct. And no, you're right. Like, when it comes to Arkham Knight, they kind of come full circle with like the whole, I don't know.
The relationship between the two is a very amazing like underplot. Because there's always like we have to save the city for this reason.
Right.
Hugo Strange, Scarecrow.
I would say it's definitely an overplot in the first one, underplot in the second one.
Because not many. Even I guess comic books do this every once in a while. But like to really bring in the relationship between the two, I think they did a phenomenal job. Conroy and Mark Hamill should just be best friends at all times. I think they should just go shopping at Aldi's together.
I'm surprised they're not.
And they could be right now. We don't know.
They gotta be.
They gotta be. It has to happen.
They both seem like great guys. I doubt they're not friends.
So the first one's great. I 100% in that one. Got all the Riddler trophies. I have to admit, for 2 though, when the Riddler trophies like started breaking over 100 in the game, I'm out.
I had to really push myself to find them all. And like there was probably a few where it took me way too long than it should.
Oh yeah. Are you in online? Do you look how to get them online?
I think I must admit I probably cheated on 2 of them online
just to see where they were.
Right, because it was like I said, it just took too long and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I've looked everywhere.
Yeah.
And then like, you go, oh shoot, it's right there.
I've said this before. It's like, you open up your screen. It's like you have 7 of 250. I was like, I'm out. Then I'm not even counting anymore. Like I'm already don't care if it's right next to me, I'll grab it. But you know how you can always see it, and then it's like I don't want to spend 25 minutes.
They went way overboard on the Riddler trophies.
And then the last one is even crazier, right? Like that's 250 Riddler trophies and all this stuff.
So let's go into the second one because the first one I think we're both in agreement. There's really not much to complain about in that one. It's pretty.
If I had to complain about 2?
Oh, 2, yeah. Let's jump up to 2.
No, the second one. That's what you just said, right?
Yeah, let's go to City. We're going with City.
We'll go straight City on it.
Straight City of Gotham.
At times it felt a little large. So when you're just by yourself and you have to like get halfway across the city. Unless you're doing like the Zaz missions where you have to get there as quickly as possible.
Those were kind of cool.
It does. Every once in a while, there's they added those labs or whatever they call the challenges.
Yes.
And you have to do where it's like float through the rings and use your glider. Every time I do that, I can only think of the Superman 64 game where, you just had to fly through the rings and it was super annoying.
I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for.
Like, I just can't not. My brain is like, that image is seared in whenever it's like, now fly through the holes.
I'm going to have to look up if maybe like one of those guys who worked on that game worked on this one was like, I'm going to fit this in. I'm gonna tell you, people are going to like rings.
People are going to like flying through rings if it's the last thing I do.
They just didn't understand. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah. Superman was the first game with rings. I think that's what we really need to take out of this conversation.
Well, he was a very avid Sonic the Hedgehog player.
Yeah. So any complaints on 2?
2. I have some. What do you have?
You have complaints on 2?
A couple, yeah.
On a City? I thought we were saying City basically is complaintless.
Arkham, the first one.
Arkham Asylum.
I think Asylum's pretty complaintless.
For the rest, let's call Arkham Asylum 1.
Yes.
Arkham City 2. And then Arkham Knight 3. And then we're just going to ignore Origins.
We'll call Origins the Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. It's there.
It's the prequel.
And some people really seem to like it rather unironically, which I don't get.
Yeah.
But it's still there.
I mean, it has some cool parts, but yeah, overall it's kind
of... So 2. Let's start
2.
Like 2.
We'll go to the City.
I really have... you know what? Out of all of the cool villains, I thought the main storyline was probably my least favorite part.
Really?
Like Hugo Strange
Interesting.
Or Executive Order, Flank, whatever it was.
Oh, he was like Executive Order of 10, and he's like, then execute Order number 11.
Yeah, I was just like, like I just want to hang out with Mr.
Passcode Wayne.
I want to hang out with like Bane. I want to hang out with like all the other side.
Spoiler alerts for all these.
Oh yeah, there's Batman villains in the Batman game.
15-year spoiler alerts.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm sure it's on the PlayStation Plus store right now.
The Grand Extra Legendary Deleted Edition.
If you have PlayStation Plus, I think you can get Arkham Knight and all of its DLC for free right now.
I think you can.
It's insane, but it takes up a chunk of your memory though, like because it is everything, and they just kept throwing DLC into that.
Yeah, they are. It's Batman.
But things I loved about it. I mean, Azrael, like we were talking, the amount of characters that they just fit into this thing. Calendar Man shows up. You can
He does.
You can still visit him on holidays, and he's got something weird to say about
Oh
him.
yeah, that was a neat little thing they did with that.
Oh yeah, very cool.
No, so what besides like the executive order towards the end, like what else didn't you like about the main?
I don't like gliding.
Yeah, that part was a little weird.
I've never been a big fan of gliding or like I
It's
like
fine.
I like freeform
okay.
gliding where I'm just gliding, but when I have to direct myself, I get really nervous. It's the same reason I can't play platformers like Mega Man. I get too button pushy.
Oh, you panic jump.
I panic all the time.
You do the panic jump and you fall off to your death.
And then
yeah.
like I'll hit the wrong button and I free fall and then it's just terrible. I know I dropped a bottle cap.
I thought that was you dying and losing a life.
Yep, that's basically the rings just shoot out from underneath the table.
See, as far as the main story, I thought it was really good until we got to like the weird magical realm of Ra's al Ghul, you know.
Oh.
Ra's al Ghul has a magical little fantasy land.
and you know
Come
what?
do the trials, Batman.
And then you got to do more gliding. It's all about gliding.
Exactly. And then he's like, oh, now let's do a trippy, surreal arena that's kind of like Scarecrow, but not really.
But definitely not Scarecrow.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Remember how Scarecrow got big? I get medium.
I get medium. I don't know. Like, at times I think they just put him in there because they needed more villains in there.
Well, I mean, he fits, but like you didn't have to do the demon trial thing. That made no sense. Like, Ra's al Ghul fits perfectly in that story. You just did a weird thing.
Does
with him.
Ra's al Ghul fit perfectly in that story?
He fits anywhere he needs to fit, Dan.
But if you're talking about Arkham, really,
I guess not.
I
He
think
never really.
Ra's
Did he
is-
even go to Arkham in the comics?
Oh, he never went to Arkham.
No, I don't think he did.
I mean, he barely even came to Gotham, and if he did, he's like, "I'm here for the night, okay?" And then I'm out of this hellhole. This place sucks.
here's seven silver emeralds I brought.
This place sucks.
I'm buying this hotel.
I couldn't find an Airbnb anywhere close to this, and the parking is.
Did I mention I
atrocious.
own a country?
That's where he just comes in to get his hair cut, and then he leaves again. I got a
detective.
guy here. He makes my
Oh, detective, you
goatee
found
look
me.
Amazing. Someone's like shaving him like professional, like, "Oh, you found me, Bruce. Oh,
Oh, I see you coming in an inconvenient time, detective.
Oh, well played, Batman. I've taught you well."
He was always my favorite villain, but like, I mean, you could throw him anywhere, but yeah, I guess if you really think about it, he doesn't really fit in an Arkham quote unquote
Yeah,
setting. Hugo Strange does though. I really love they brought him in, but yeah, they kind of
he's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. Like I said, I enjoyed so much of the game except kind of the main plot. Like I had so much fun doing all the side missions, just running around the city, like the Easter eggs alone.
I mean, even doing like Penguin's little boss fight area, that was awesome. Two-Face's little trial thing was great.
Penguin's amazing in these
that
games.
game. Yeah.
Whoever decided to do his character
Oh my
that
goodness,
way.
so good.
And with the new Batman movie, which is already out by the time this is aired, like you
We're
cannot
dating
not
this.
take the influence that these games
Correct.
have had and say that it isn't in this movie. You know,
Oh yeah.
like the bigger gangster, not like, who doesn't
remember-
care what he looks like and is just
Right.
here for politics.
And remember when he
getting that
just
money.
busts out Solomon Grundy on you? You're like, oh my god.
Grundy. Yep. That was
Oh
a fun
my
one.
god.
So let's move on to 3.
Correct. Let's go to 3, which is Arkham Knight.
Who definitely wasn't Red Hood
Or Joker. Or
or
Sweeney Todd. Or Barbara Gordon.
but was very much Red Hood the entire time.
Correct. Yeah, It was Red Hood the entire time.
I mean, I don't know what I was more disappointed in, the fact that they told everyone that it wasn't, or maybe they didn't say, but they're like, maybe it's not Red Hood, when it clear, like we knew.
If
the
you read,
second you saw him, you're like,
if you
it's
read
Red Hood.
comics, you're like, I know exactly what
it's
this is going
Red
to be.
Hood, yeah.
It's got to be the one person that always like gets him the most.
Yeah. And
Gets his
then-
goat the most.
And then story,
Which
and
is
then
fine.
Control-wise, the Batmobile was just
Oh, yeah.
atrocious.
That was clunky.
It's almost too easy though. You just put it in like strafe mode and you just like move back and forth
Yeah.
firing missiles. Like it was more of a chore. Like,
yeah.
It was fine when I was moving around the city getting from point A to point B. I enjoyed being in the Batmobile. I think it did have some really, really fun times.
Right.
It's just when it went into like missile mode and then you had to fight all the cars around it that I was like, oh, I'm not enjoying this as much
And also,
anymore.
by the time we get to the third quote unquote third game, Arkham Knight, I was kind of sick of all like the George R.R. fake out deaths.
Oh, okay.
Because God, we did it like 3 more times.
Oh yeah,
Because we did it in the first game, we did it in the second game. Now we're doing it in this game.
Well, first one was Clayface, so it wasn't really a fake
Oh,
out
okay,
death.
my bad. Which is fine. Whatever. It's your first one.
And then what was the fake out death death in the second one? 'Cause
Oh,
I
that
know
was
they
the
did
second one with Clayface.
Oh, the second one was
Yeah.
Clayface, and then the third one they did it with
the third
Barbara
one they did with
Gordon.
Barbara Gordon. Yeah.
and he gets all super
It's
upset.
like, okay, we did it again.
You know, if I had to really complain about something, and I hope somebody else can relate to this because this is oddly specific. Getting up to Wayne Tower into your office took me like 45 minutes every single time because there's a specific ledge and like I would always just grapple up and like it just took me an unnecessarily long time to find like
God, you'd be the
Wayne's
worst
office.
real life Batman.
Oh,
I can't get to my executive tower.
Someone would murder my parents in front of me, like, oh no, who wants to adopt me? You know, like, I don't think I have the like blood rage to like you.
Ooh, I gotta glide. I don't like gliding.
Oh God, I have to go up and down.
High
Ugh.
and low. I get seasick.
I would be staring at like the grappling hook and just like smack it right into my face. How many concussions do you think I could get in one night of being Batman?
Oh, if anybody were to be Batman for a night, you really got to watch some concussions because,
Yeah.
like, depending on who you're facing too. Because if you go up against a slugger like Croc or Bane, like,
oh yeah.
oh, you're definitely getting at least 5.
You just have like a real life helmet that has like 3 to 5 inches of
You would have to
padding
have like a
around it at
Jello.
all
You'd have
time.
to have Jello in the helmet just to like add that extra cushion or something. Like,
It's like all bubble wrap, just Batman, Bat Pop, bubble wrap. It'd be
Mr.
great.
Wayne, I've seen you've taken the bubble wrap helmet again tonight.
It helps.
Well, it's a double team, Bane and Croc.
But on that, like, detective mode's still a really, really big part of this one.
Yeah, because really they use the same gameplay throughout all of them.
Yeah.
They use, I mean, they tweak it here and there, but it's essentially the same thing. Same with detective mode. Yeah, they tweak it here and there. It's very linear, kind of like go down the path.
You know, if the maps weren't that big of an issue, it'd be really fun to see somebody try and string all 3 games into one. Because don't they take place over like 48 hours, right? Or is it worse than that?
Oh man, now I got to really
Because I
think.
feel like it's.
I know the first like Asylum into City is
the
probably,
first game is one night.
Yeah, it's like one night or something like that, or like 2 nights or something. And then is night right after that? Maybe.
I'd have to. It's been such a long time since I
you
played.
might be right. I think it is like a short period of time.
Yeah, I think
Now Origins is a
so.
big period of time. It's like at least is it though?
Origins is a prequel.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be all in the
Origins
beginning.
leaves off right when Joker's being wheeled into the asylum.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I'm not gonna play it, so it's okay.
Oh, fair enough. I
Uh,
tried. I got about halfway, and I was kind of like,
I remember you playing it, and then we just watched all the clips online because
Right.
we wanted the story. We just didn't want to have to sit through all of like the detective modes and the fighting and all that other stuff.
Because honestly, I mean, like I said, there was some cool part. We'll just go right into Origins then, since we're going that way.
Oh, and then I have another thing we can talk about after that.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Let's go into Origins. So Origins, like I said, it's the prequel. It shows you what happens before the events of Asylum,
Mhm.
and like I said, it's got some cool parts. Like you're fighting, what's his name, Firefly? Who's the villain?
Firefly.
Firefly,
Yeah,
right?
you
Yeah.
nailed it right on the head.
Because sometimes these
I
D-listers are hard to remember.
I think isn't Brendan Fraser
You might-
playing Firefly? I
don't
got really high pitched for me. I'm
remember.
so sorry, guys. The new Batgirl movie coming out. We have Brendan Fraser. I believe is Firefly. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I think
really?
I read that. Love
Oh.
me some Brendan Fraser.
I believe you.
Big fan of him. Big fan.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Brendan Fraser, if you're listening, if you ever want to come on the show, please just give me a call.
I promise
have
we'll
you
say
on
your name right.
It's Brendan Fraser.
Is it? Now you're second
What are you
guessing
doing to me?
yourself.
Don't do this. We're like mid-recording. I can't go back and edit this. I've said his name like 6 times
I
already.
can see the sweat dripping.
I'm already sweaty. I
Drip,
was sweaty
drip,
before
drop.
this thing even started, though, to be fair.
But no, anyway.
Yeah, Origins.
Back to
Enough-
Origins.
Enough of my sweat.
Enough about the sweating and the fireflies.
Okay, Origins is fine.
Well, yeah, it has a lot of cool action scenes, a lot of
But-
cool things here and there. But story wise, kind of wish they would just not focus on Joker again for
Yeah.
the fourth, like
they really have, but
for the third time.
it is a strong reliance on the Joker, which I
Fine.
think
I
to
get
a certain
it.
degree pays off in 3 when you like have him inside your head.
I know, but like, man, can we get a break from Joker for a little bit? We get it; he's a good villain. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
he is the Batman crutch
because
like it's
he
all,
really
like,
is
and they're just so evenly tied together, like psychologically,
right.
that I don't want to say it's the easy way out, but
I'm just saying, you already had like 2 games before that. Now you're making the third and the fourth about him too. Like
yeah.
this could have been Black
Hey,
Mass
Mark
time
Hamill
to
needs
shine.
a paycheck. You leave him alone.
That dude's doing fine.
You never know. He
He's
could
doing
he could have
fine.
horrible debts. You don't know. He's very secretive about him. He's blown all his Luke Skywalker money. He's
on
blown
Jar
all his
Jar being
Joker
slot
money.
machines in Vegas.
You don't know.
Misa gonna hit big this time.
No, but so real quick, before we head off on our break, the skins. My God, the skins in 3.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Very well done.
Beautiful.
Chef's
the
kiss.
fact that Chef's kiss. the fact that I can play this whole thing as Adam West
Oh yeah.
or as Ben Affleck is just
If you didn't choose Adam
fantastic.
West at least for a little bit, I question you.
the only thing I didn't like is you had to get out of the game, then pick it, and then restart. If you could have like changed it mid,
I wonder why they couldn't do that because a lot of other games you can just do it mid game or like right in the middle of it.
I'm
Doesn't
sure it has
matter.
something to do with rendering or blah 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 blah, or
guess.
coding
I
or
don't
something. I don't know. But there was playing that game. There's a lot of times where I was like, okay, save and quit, just because I wanted to play as a different skin for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that part was beautiful.
And
I
then,
do
and not
love
only
what they
that,
did
not
with
only
that.
Batman, you could do Catwoman skins.
Oh,
Harley
yeah.
Quinn had her own skin.
Just about everybody. I think in some of the DLCs you could play as Joker and Black
Yep.
Mask. And some others.
The DLCs, you got to play as Nightwing. You got to play as Robin.
Yep.
I think Harley Quinn and Catwoman each had their own. So like, this,
Well, I know for sure in City Catwoman was definitely a playable.
but like this game just came
Robin.
out and just kept on in a good way, like just using more and more DLC.
You can definitely tell the people who worked on it definitely were into the Batman franchise.
Well, I'd hope so.
They-
Was it in Rocksteady?
I think it was Rocksteady. Yeah.
So I'm like in as much as we've said highs and lows, if they announce actually Arkham, what's the next game? Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah.
Gotham Knights is coming out next, so that should be
Further
interesting.
dating this episode.
And guess what? Batman's dead. Bum bum bum.
But who will take the mantle?
It's literally Jason Todd.
Oh, I was
Dick
hoping to
Grayson,
be
Barbara Gordon.
Asriel.
And I think it's actually Tim Drake and not Damian as the
Really?
Robin in this one,
Huh.
which is fine.
No,
Tim
it makes
Drake
sense- it
needs
makes
a little
sense, yeah.
love. The guy always gets looked over.
He kind of does. Yeah.
Like, and then he did the Red Robin thing for a little bit, and I don't know if he's
Yum.
still doing it. Oh, I get it because there's a franchise.
Which came first, the franchise or the bird?
The Bird. I'm gonna let you know it's definitely the Bird.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, you're right.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
bird.
Thanks for doing that due diligence for that one.
You got it.
But does the Joker have a different skin?
Yeah.
Can you make him look like Jack?
Oh, I don't think so. I
Because
think
you can make
it's-
Batman look like Michael Keaton.
I think you just get Joker. I could be wrong though. It's been forever since I looked at the DLC.
He
I'm
looks
pretty
really-
sure it's just the Joker one.
Okay, because I know you can do like what Eartha Kitt and all the other different
Yeah.
Batwomen's, or no Catwomen's, and then
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
always thought their Robins looked a little weird though. Like
Just a scotch.
like as much as I love it, they haven't really mastered hair yet. Like in a lot of video games have that problem. Like I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, or no, not Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West. And her hair looks like it looks like it's made out of rubber bands. It's like she moves her head like 1 inch and her hair just starts bouncing up and down.
Just depends on the studio, man. Like some studios nail the hair, others don't.
and like in
it's just how it works.
cutscenes, it's fine. In
Right.
like in the moments where you put the controller down and watch, but the second they have those like slightly,
Then
not
you go to,
really
like-
cutscenes, but you're also not doing anything cutscenes.
Right. And then you go to like FromSoft who make all the Soulsborne and like their hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's flowy. It's all over the
Mhm.
place. Even the bosses have like hair everywhere.
I mean, even in like Tiff just played Last of Us, and I
Yeah.
watched her play that, and like the hair is just, but like Aloy, man, her hair is just nonstop moving that entire.
I'll say
game.
even with Metal Gear, the hair was beautiful in that too. Even from the old PS1 days.
Started with Batman, ended up with hair.
Always does.
It always does. All right, guys, we'll see you after the break.
Hi, I'm Ryan,
And I'm Mike.
and we are brothers-in-law. We both love beer and are amateur home brewers.
Wait, so does that make us brothers-in-law?
I believe so,
Every episode, we will talk about aspects of beer and home brewing.
but nothing super technical because we're learning this too.
So join us as we sit down together and dive into something beer-related.
Whether it's a little field research, tasting a certain beer style, or beers from a specific brewery,
Talk about our experiences brewing beer at home, including our own solo brews, as well as themed competitions we'll set up along the way.
we will also talk about some of our favorite aspects of brewing like hops, extra ingredients, building our brew cave, and more. And of course, our own misadventures that have happened along the way.
So, if you like beer, are home brewing already,
Or if you have an interest in home brewing and don't know where to start,
join us on Brothers-in-Law Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
and make sure to follow us on Twitter at Brothers-in-Law and check out our website, brothersinlaw.com.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So do we have a sponsor that is called in for today, Matthew?
Dan, actually we do. And I'm going to get him on here.
Okay.
For you, okay?
Oh, he's going to call
Oh, yeah,
in?
I'm just going to open the door. Okay.
Sir, would you like to come on in?
Yes. Thank you for having me, Daniel and Matthew.
Oh, not a problem.
It is
Not a problem,
I,
Bane.
Bane.
Oh, yeah.
I have a new shop I'm willing to sell to you on
Please,
this lovely podcast.
we would love to hear all about it, sir.
It's Bane Chiropractics. Some doctors choose chiropractic. I was born into it, molded by it. It called to me, Bane. So come see me, Bane, and break your back, not the bank. I'm going to see myself out.
Okay.
It was a pleasure, gentlemen.
It was great having you, sir.
I hope to see you soon.
Now, you can just duck to get under the doorway because you're so large.
Oh, yes, thank you.
We loved you in the games.
What?
No, just keep going. You're fine.
Oh, okay. I'm
All
going
right.
to go.
Checks in the mail.
Thank you.
Hey, this is TC,
And this is Jim from the Studio Demands It podcast,
where every episode we take a demand from a hypothetical studio
which could be you.
and challenge ourselves to conceptualize, pitch, and craft a film based on the stipulations
Or the demands
we are given. We talk about movies all the time. Particularly, we complain about the choices made in the films we've seen.
We're nerds like that.
And, of course, like any good nerd does, we automatically assume that we could do better.
Even with the demands and restrictions that clearly must have been put on by a production.
So head on over to studiodemandsit.com and listen to our previous library of episodes. Our library of previous episodes. Our precious library, Jim. Our library of precious episodes.
You're a pirate, Smeagol.
Okay, so head on over to studiodemandsit.com to listen to our library of episodes.
And submit your demand for a future episode too.
So go do that.
Okay, bye.
Okay, end of ad.
And we are back. Hello,
We're
everyone.
back again.
I hope everyone had a nice break. I hope everyone enjoyed.
I enjoyed our break.
What did you do on the break, Matt?
I watched you eat chocolates off the table.
I did eat quite a few of them. I choked on one. It
But
was
they're
kind
funny
of-
chocolates. They make you funny.
Yeah, well, some of them do. Some of them make me fearful.
No, Dan, not those chocolates. No.
Okay, so second half, me and Matt had a little bit of a conversation. And instead of talking about the game and the controls and how great the fighting style is and how great the skins are and the plot, me and Matt have decided that we are going to write the next Arkham game.
Correct.
And so before we even got ready for this podcast, we each wrote down 2 different ideas for our games.
And didn't tell each other.
We have no idea. So we're just going to freebase how this goes. We got one, maybe not so serious one. And then one that like I would go to a pitch meeting for this one.
Right. Now let's see if you can guess which one of my pitch meetings is the fake and which one's the for real.
You could probably sell them either or. I don't know.
No, I don't think I could.
No, okay.
Because one, you're gonna peg this immediately being a comic book reader.
Got
And
it.
all you comic book readers out there, you'll probably peg it too and be like, oh, I
God,
see
did
what
you
he's
do a
doing.
White Knight one, did you?
No, but dang, I should have.
I was gonna say that's usually your go-to. Did not care for White Knight.
Yeah, that was a strange one, huh?
It was fine.
I mean, when he grew that neck beard and gained the fedora,
It's fine.
so weird.
It's fine. All right, Matt.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you up first.
Okay.
I'm going to be the
You're gonna be
the catcher and you're gonna be the pitcher.
Rockstar Studios. You're
Sure.
gonna be, yeah.
Yep. All right.
So, dear
Sit
studio,
up straight. I don't listen to pitches from people who slouch. Thank you.
I just have that scoliosis thing.
I don't care.
Okay. So hear me out.
Can you raise your voice a little higher, sir?
So hear me
A
out.
little higher.
Hear me out.
That's it.
I physically cannot go higher than that.
It sounds perfect.
I was never meant to be a Fasalto. Is that right?
A
You were the
falsetto, a soprano.
Soprano. Well, you're the choir kid. You
I
tell
know.
me.
you speak in damn it! No, I'm messing up.
You don't even
So,
know.
Okay. Well,
Anyway,
moving on.
I'm going to talk like Stanley now.
There we
So here we are, true believers.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Let's talk
So-
about Batman.
or is it Jack? Anyway.
Same
So
person.
anyway, here we go. Batman. I want you to hear me out. Batman goes back in time.
Okay.
All right.
Oh
and it's
my
up
God.
to so you already
Matt.
know it.
Matt, already.
So you get to choose from 3 playable characters in the DC world: Superman, Booster Gold, or Green Lantern. Your job is to go back in time, unite.
Booster Gold.
He's in the story. I don't know, because he's a time traveler with a cool robot. Who turns out to be a murder, but anyway. But anyway, you go back in time to different points in history and you recruit each Batman from that said point.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get them back, you have to do a detective like interrogation scene and figure out which one's going to be the Omega Bomb when they come back.
Yep. Joke's on you, kids. That's kind of a real plot in the comics.
And I wish it was fake and I had made that up, but I did not.
I believe it's called The Return of Bruce Wayne.
Yes, Batman. Is it Batman in Time or Return of Bruce? I think you're right. It's Return of Bruce Wayne.
But I could be wrong.
But think how fun that would be as a game.
Oh, Grant Morris.
You're just a step behind Batman, but then when you get them all together, who's going to be the bomb? It's like a weird game of hot potato.
Okay. I would play that game.
I think I'd play it.
I think it just...
Because you got Caveman Batman, you got Pirate Batman, you got Pilgrim Batman.
Is it first-person shooter? Is it third person?
No. You play as Superman, Green Lantern, or Booster Gold. You fly around and you shoot enemies. Open world in these certain timelines, and you have to jump between timelines and capture these Batman who are hiding.
Okay.
In their little timelines, respectively. Because Pilgrim Batman in the comic, fun fact, tried to create his own like life there with this lady named Marcia. Definitely not related to Martha.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, that was in the Pilgrim era. That was the 1950s, 40s detective era.
Yeah, Prohibition Batman, you see?
Her name was Marcia, not Martha, but it turned out to be his grandmother. And it's like, oh, geez.
So you're trying to do like a Mario's Missing kind of game.
Bingo.
Only with Batman.
Correct. L.A. Noire meets Mario's Missing.
Got it.
You got to fight baddies.
Already made $1 million off this idea?
I don't know, but if Warner Brothers wants to give me a check, I'm open.
I'll cash it.
I mean, I didn't come up with the idea. So
all right. So, okay. Good idea, Matt. I love it. I am going to pitch you.
Okay.
So I have two as well. One being a joke and one.
Hurry up, my deli sandwich is getting warm.
Okay. So here we go, sir. Everyone knows that the whole thing's about Arkham, right? That's the end all be all. It's gotta be around Arkham.
Okay.
Who is the one person from Arkham that never ever gets enough credit?
Commissioner Gordon.
No. The admissions clerk. Okay? Imagine all the paperwork that has to go through the admissions clerk every single day. You got people coming in, you got people coming out, you got visitors, you got cakes that got bombs in them, you got chocolates that got bombs in them, you got teddy bears that's probably got bombs in them. So you just... And there's this great game that I'm kind of paralleling.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Papers, Please.
Papers, Please.
Indie game. Great game.
Indie game. This is going to be a mobile game. And basically you just keep on getting like dossiers of people's like reports. And you have to go through and you have to like find like what's wrong or like, oh, this person was admitted with a gun. Oh, we can't have that. Deny,
Right, yeah. I think Papers, Please work great with Arkham.
I would love a Papers, Please
Arkham Edition.
In Arkham Edition.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think that'd be great.
I think this is a real game.
No, I think it'd be a great game. You're right. It would have to be a mobile game. It'd be something easily digested.
And it really sings that the hero is just
the judicial system, which Batman totally is in favor.
The paper pushers. It's the pencil warriors, like Batman punches them, throws them in a cell, but who's filing the petition to make sure that they're getting the proper sentencing?
Correct.
And I think that's really...
Because what does Batman do? He always puts them to the judicial system.
He throws them in jail. You know what he does? He leaves. He gets out of here. We're the ones who have to make sure there's funding for the prison for food.
Melvin and Bernetta at the desk have to, come back and be like, oh, crap, he left another one.
Do you think Killer Croc wears regulation pants? No, you have to special order his pants.
Absolutely. The man probably tears through them all the time.
And Bane, every time you get him an oversized shirt, he just rips it in half. I don't even get it.
How many luchador masks does he go through?
I know. And
well, actually, his head never really grows, does it?
You think he did really well during COVID?
Oh, absolutely. He was the only one who didn't get it.
Everyone else has been...
Actually, we can get him back in here.
Is he coming in? Bane, hey, we got one more bit for you.
Oh, yes, COVID was not a problem. You see these tubes, they filter everything.
Oh. Bye, Bane. Thanks.
Not a problem, man. I'll see you next time.
So, yes.
Great guy. What a great guy. Always showing up when we need him.
Super guy. He just seems to be right here.
He's only in town tonight. So that's so strange.
This is it. So that's my kind of silly one, but like now that I've
even as a silly one, that's way better than what I came up with.
Like I kind of want to play this game.
I would totally play that game.
All right, so Matthew, back to you. Pitch me an Arkham game.
So this is also going to sound strange, but not nearly as strange as the pirate / caveman / pilgrim / 1940s
Challenge accepted.
Batman.
Challenge accepted.
So going back to what I said earlier, where how it's kind of like I did mention briefly about like L.A. Noire.
Sure.
Kind of in that last pitch.
Okay.
I would love to see more of that kind of gameplay aspect in the Arkham games.
Okay.
Like, let's get away from the combat because let's face it, every single game in that series is straight up pretty much the same.
It's a little button mashy.
It's a little button mashy. You kind of do your detective mode for a little bit. You do a couple little puzzles, and then you go through the main story. And it's kind of just you're on that railroad looking out the window, seeing all the fun sights. And don't get me wrong, they're really beautiful, fun sights.
I agree with this.
But I would love to see more of the LA Noire style where you have to go interrogate everybody. Like maybe everybody's just in their cells, and you have to figure out who committed this crime, either within the asylum or without.
Okay.
And I also would love it if it had like kind of a choose your own path type thing. And actually,
yeah.
Now I know I'm asking a lot, but like maybe like a randomizer too, like we were talking about in the Diablo episode, where how sometimes when you load in the game, there'd be that poison well. Sometimes there wouldn't. Switch them up every once in a while. Maybe the killer's this guy this time. Maybe it's somebody else. Every game is different.
Like a little bit of a murder mystery.
Exactly. I would love more.
Like a
way
murder
more
mystery
of the
dinner
detective.
party.
Yes.
Where every single night somebody new gets moited.
Correct.
Okay.
And then you could have some people in the asylum, and I would say you'd probably have people in Gotham as well.
Okay.
Like you go to Penguin's nightclub, you can go over here, you can interrogate, you can fight your way, you get to choose. Kind of like even like we were saying with Mass Effect, the Renegade Paragon kind of thing. Do you want to be nice and just be chatty? Do you want to actually like hold them to the grind, beat their bad guys up?
And you
get way more in depth on the Batman persona.
Oh, without a doubt. Because I would also like to see a game where Batman fails.
Yeah.
Like like Batman in the, lexicon of him, like in everything we know about him, like he's almost boring because he never fails except for, which is why I think The Dark Knight was so absolutely amazing because he didn't save Rachel.
Yeah, he actually had to make a choice, and his choice had a consequence.
Jaw hit the floor because it's like, oh, Batman didn't save her, and I'm like, oh, so we can go into that movie for like.
The only other thing I would love to see too is, as weird as this is going to sound too, I would love to see like. So let's look at God of War.
God of War. Let's look at it.
I think everybody's familiar with it at this point. I know you are. Sure. I am. You fight this pantheon of gods, correct? And like later on in the series, you go up like a Mount Olympus. You actually fight all the heavy hitters. What if we just had a game like the Tower of Babel comic, where you literally go through as Batman and you have to take down the Justice League, like you did in that one?
Well, there is the Suicide Squad game coming out that is called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Right, but I feel like this is gonna. I'd rather just do it as Batman.
But no, I think Tower of Babel would be an amazing.
Because then you got Prometheus. You actually have to fight like hero versus hero. There's a lot more at risk when you're killing your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Or having to take them down as opposed to just like, we're a mercenary group that's kind of given the Squirrel Girl treatment and we're just going to win because. Yeah. Because it's a game.
But I do like the idea of not just being on that track and like seeing different outcomes to your actions.
Right.
Like, because even in LA Noire, like you pointed out, like you thought he's lying and he wasn't, that changes a big trajectory of your story.
And and we don't even have to go like into the craziness of like Joker or anything. We can tone it down for a game. We've done Joker to death, ad nauseum. Like let's focus on like the weirdos like Calendar Man and Zaz and stuff.
Ventriloquist.
Oh my god, that'd be a hard guy to read.
Like Scarface the dummy. Like I'm just saying, I would loved his episodes.
Oh yeah. Like, or even Freeze. Freeze is always great.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Even his scenes in Ark. Oh my god, he's so
Freeze was the best part.
What a great boss fight.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Man. Oh, it was great.
But I digress. But I would love to see more like actual hard detective work, like reading people, not just like a free vision thing where you get to.
Yeah, you got to cut the detective mode out because if you can see their heartbeat and tell when they're lying and all that other stuff. I think that's fantastic.
I would love to see something like that.
And it would really tone down because you're right.
The combat's kind of just button mashy at a point.
And especially when it's like anyone, like the little lightning bolts come out, to instantly press triangle. So that way you're going to counter. Let's put you over here. Like,
because don't they even like slow down a little bit? Like when they get close to the hit, like
I don't think so.
I could be wrong.
But they do like if
they do telegraph real
hard. If you hit a triangle when the lightning bolts come up, you're instantly countering, even if you're
there's a very forgiving window.
And then there's the bat cowl, which like just stops anyone from doing
the bat
anything.
cowl was OP.
Okay. I dig it. I would
think it'd be fun.
I'd write you a check for this game if you had talent and could make games.
If I could code.
That sounded meaner than I wanted.
No, you're right. I need to learn to code.
If you could code.
Actually, I'm going to learn to do that while you pitch your next one.
That's fine. Just take a nap. This is going to be a little bit. Okay. So, this is a game that I've been thinking about for a while because I think this could also be a really cool graphic novel.
Like in your dreams?
Like in my dreams. So the one thing that we know about Arkham is that Batman captures them, puts them in there, and goes like, well, good thing I took care of that.
Kind of like a fishing pond with catch and release rules.
And then like, and then they're instantly out again. There's always that little blurb like, oh, Riddler escaped. Right. So I want a game where Batman's done with this. He's done with Arkham. He's done with escapes. He's done with no one ever really learning anything. So Batman underneath the Batcave, because in this world, like it's like Wayne Manor, and then he has his Batcave, and the Batcave's huge. It's like these massive underground tunnels, right? So Batman disappears for a little bit, right? Like he has Robin and all of them take over, and they're like, where'd Batman go? Turns out he has built his own underground prison system because he is sick and tired of all these people just being caught and released. Everyone has a specialized personal cell. He hires actual doctors that like are that want to rehabilitate people.
But where would he get the money?
Yeah, where would he get the money? But so, and it's all underneath his Batcave, right?
Right, very Resident Evil Manor from the first
exactly,
one. Yeah,
which is then underneath Wayne Manor, and I don't have the whole thing, but of course somehow somebody gets out. Something, because if they get out, then it's, hey, here's the Batcave. And if they get above that, hey, here's Wayne Manor. Guess who Batman is? So it has like, you don't want them to get out. You don't want them to find out your secret identity because they're going to release other people. And then there's also a cool like kind of element where they are using your Bat gadgets against you. So all of a sudden you have like Harley Quinn coming in with the like zip line. You have, Clayface driving the Batmobile. You have all of these kind of really, really cool images, like Scarecrow gets Mr. Freeze's gun, and it just really can mix some crazy cool stuff around.
What does everyone fear?
I mean, ice. So you could even have like he sets up the prison, then it fast forwards like a year or two, and Gotham hasn't had crime, and everything's doing so much better. And then all of it is just this like Resident Evil underground maze of prison systems.
Well, and even if you take that and like you could play as the villain even and like trying to escape Batman's prison.
That'd be cool.
Like you could do it both ways. That'd be I would totally play that.
Like somebody all it takes is like somebody hacks Oracle.
Oh,
Because Oracle would of course be the AI, like the runner of the computer system. And so like now that the AI that he has down there has gone rogue, lets people out, blah, 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 blah. And then I think at the end of it all, we're just going to blame it on the Court of Owls. Because like they're untapped. They're very, very cool.
God, they are so untapped.
Well, Gotham did them, but poorly.
Yeah.
So, and I think this new Gotham Knights is supposed to have Court of Owls in there too.
I think it is supposed to, yeah.
But that would be my pitch. Is that
I think it's a good pitch.
I would
like
read
I said,
this.
it definitely has like a very Resident Evil 1 feel with the whole lab in the basement and all that. Like, yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Because it's like what happened, he's always in.
And you're right, you would get some really cool scenes with like villains playing with Batman's toys.
And then like, then of course like
Two-Face next to the giant penny.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's like, oh, I've missed you.
It's
or
just
like some
it.
beautiful lines, like that. The Tyrannosaurus Rex starts running free, and you would just be a field day, like in.
Oh yeah.
And it could stay in line how Arkham loves to have every single Easter egg.
Because they do a good job of that.
Oh yeah. And then you're just adding. Because you don't spend a lot of time in the Batcave in these games.
You really don't.
I think he has like a makeshift Batcave in the first one that's like underneath Arkham.
Correct. Yeah, there's like a weird little space.
But then Arkham City is just Gotham. You don't go back to the Batcave.
No, because Alfred sends you those pods.
Yeah, they drop the pods off and everything.
Which was a cool idea.
I mean, I guess his office has a little bit of a cagey kind of, and Oracle has her thing. So there's like specialty little areas that you can do some stuff in. But I want all of this is under the Batcave. I think this would be fantastic. No, I'm excited. I had a great time just pitching this.
I think that'd be a great. I like it. I'm sorry. I started giggling to myself because I was thinking about the drop pods. And
the drop pods?
Remember from the Arkham City? And it's like Alfred just chimes in like, "Sir, the pizza roll pod is ready." It's like, "Thank you, Alfred. I've been hungry ever since they threw me in jail."
The pizza roll pod. I
don't know why that popped in my head.
You get to play as Alfred. I want to play as Alfred. And there's a
behind the scenes in Arkham City where he's like,
so remember how we were saying in the beginning of Final Fantasy 15, you had to push the car. And that's how What if like in the beginning of the game,
it was all the Robins.
You play as Alfred and you just have to make tea. Like it's just like you're sitting around, all of a sudden like, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yes, Master Wayne. Earl Grey. Okay. And the house is so big, it takes like 10 minutes for you to walk down the stairs because you're also 90 years old.
And the whole time the credits are rolling.
Yeah, you're just like, God.
Oh, this is crap. It's even a credit scene.
Oh, I'm out of Earl Grey.
I really thought you were going to say all the Robins are pushing the Batmobile. Tim, you're not pushing hard enough. Shut up, Todd.
God. Dick would just be like, guys, stop fighting.
And it's playing the Stand By Me while they're pushing the Batmobile to the city. We got to get it to Bruce.
And you got to get like Adele to sing it because you got to get something really deep.
Barbara's just in the driver's seat. Hurry up, guys.
She's doing carpool karaoke. It'd be fantastic. But those, I think I would love to see those type of games.
I would too. Like, let's get off the whole beat 'em up stuff. I get it. It's been done to death. Let's do some more fun stuff. And yeah, let Joker have a break.
Yeah.
My
I don't
goodness.
think I would have Joker in this at all.
No. I mean, Mark Hamill's Joker is always amazing and it's always fun to see, but wow, they did it in every single one.
Yeah.
Like, calm it down.
I mean, but the games were, I think it's only because, we've been replaying a lot of these games because we're starting this podcast and everything. But like those games were what, 5, 6, 7 years apart?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like they beat us over the head with them. It's just,
yeah, it's just,
whenever you try and go back to that, it's just a very, very constant presence.
Right. And like I said,
Which is what he should be.
really the only one I didn't want him in was Origins.
Mhm.
I didn't mind. I loved him in 1. 2 is fine. He did a great job. He was kind of a
Joker?
Not really. Yeah. Not really the main plot, but kind of was.
Yeah.
He was kind of the secondary, but not really.
Yeah.
And then like the third one, yeah, he was the main plot,
Well,
kind of.
And then in 2, they did the whole pregnancy thing, didn't they?
Yeah, that was weird.
But then they didn't do anything with it at all,
don't
from
thi-
what I remember. I don't
remember. Yeah, I know they did the pregnancy test thing or whatever, and you're like, oh, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they really did. I'd have to double check.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything.
I think it was
no.
just in there just to mess with people or
I
something like
guess.
that.
But I was really hoping Origins was just Black Mask and like all the other losers who never
Yeah.
got a chance to.
Who do you want to be your main villain in your realistic pitch, not the going back in time one? Let's try and
realistic
surprise
pitch-
the people with your
So
ending.
my realistic pitch was going to be
Because don't do Hush. It can't be the Riddler.
no. It was
Can't-
good. Like I said, you could literally choose anybody except for Joker,
Mhm.
and you do it even like Mega Man style. We just choose 8 villains,
Mhm.
and you have to find, talk to, interact with 8 of them, and then figure out which one of the 8. It would randomize which one of the 8 was the villain.
So it's kind of like in realistic terms, it's like Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego?
Correct.
Where it's like, you get all of these, the person was killed and there was a little bit of mud. Well, it could
Actually,
be
that's a good way to
Clayface,
put it.
but also Bane was, outside.
Yeah.
He was killed outside. You could really...
Just for the record, I didn't kill anybody outside.
Okay, Bane.
It's always in.
Bane, I need you need to go, Bane.
Fine.
We
But not
appreciate you.
because you told me.
Well, I mean, we appreciate you being here, but at the same time, you've broken 16 chairs since you got here.
Yeah, and we don't validate parking.
We don't even have parking. We don't even know how you got here.
Oh, no!
Wow, he walks so softly.
He walks so softly. He's so dainty. He sounds like, when he walks, you know what it sounds like? 2 people tapping on a table.
It really does.
It has a very, very
He's got the little
reminiscent-
tiny feet.
little baby feet.
Who knew that everything but his feet and his head grow when he
How
takes that
does he stay
serum?
on his hand, like just on his legs. It feels like he'd be so top heavy.
I have no idea.
I'd hate to be on a seesaw with him.
Ugh.
Bane was probably very terrible when he was kids in like I've lost the whole part of this.
I was like, where are you going
In
with
a
this?
playground. I was
Playground,
thinking
there we go.
playground
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Like no one wants to be on a playground with Bane, but I just
You say that, but man, I bet he pushes a mean swing.
one push and the kid's like in orbit. In absolute
Or those
orbit.
merry-go-rounds, those death traps I got rid
Oh
of
my
from the
God.
olden times.
Oof. Rough.
But no, I think you're right though. I would definitely go with the Carmen Sandiego feel,
Mhm.
where you get to choose, and yeah, it would randomize, and yeah, pick somebody like Clayface, pick somebody like Man Bat, pick some funny ones.
Man-Bat was great in 3.
Yeah,
That scared the living patoop out me.
yeah, that was a good scene.
He's just gliding around all of a sudden, just like, ah! Just like, okay, oh, Jesus. All right.
That was
I don't know,
great
but I'd
scene.
also want to stay away because like there's some villains in the Batman universe that I'm like Professor Pig or whatever it is.
Oh God,
I'm
yeah, I
good.
forgot about him.
Like,
that guy's
I'm-
too much.
I'm good.
Too much.
I'm not a big fan of Hush because I haven't really figured him out yet.
I like Hush. I just, it feels like it's everybody's go-to at
Yeah.
this point.
But I feel like we have a lot of B-listers who wrote well can be A-listers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I want Two-Face to really have his
Yes.
day. I want So I guess Scarecrow really got bumped up to A-list.
I would
for
say
the
so.
Arkham games.
Yeah,
but
Scarecrow
even-
definitely
but
did.
even
Especially with Knight. He was like the main one. Yeah.
Yep. And then Poison Ivy, they kind of did like, she was more like her on her own. She wasn't as much a villain.
Well, in the first one, she's a villain. Second one, City, she's kind of. Is she even in this?
I think
She's not even in the second one, is she?
I think she is.
Yeah, but in Night, she essentially joins Batman and helps him out.
because they're like, they're gonna
Yeah.
kill all the plants. And that,
Right.
like, I think he has the same line in every single
Right.
game. You help me, or all the plants.
We get
are
it.
gonna
You and Swamp
die."
Thing got a thing for plants, whatever.
Oh, a Swamp Thing would be fun. Bring him in.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
always kind of a neutral dude, like just don't step on my daisies.
He was fun in Injustice.
Oh, he was great in Justice.
Like, I did not see that coming. Matt's letting me borrow his copy, and me and
Yeah.
Tiff are going through just playing it on easy mode because we're terrible at fighting
You got to get
games.
good.
I'm not going to get good. I'm 35. If I'm not good at something at this point, like, I'm just done with it. I'm not learning anything new. I like skill wise, I've got all the skills I've got. That's about it. All right.
Way to grow as a person.
Well, it looks like we are nearing the end of another fun episode.
I would say so. I think it was rather fun. I think we had some really good pitches.
I didn't mention this at all, and I can't really prove it, but Matt actually dressed up like Robin.
I did.
He is in green tidy whities right now.
That
He's
is
got
correct.
the whole thing going right now.
It's really tight. It's tighter than I
you
thought it
look
would be.
great, though.
Thank you.
It's really, you can see most of the veins.
I've been doing
in
a
your
lot of my
muscles.
Pilates.
All right, Matt, what's that last sponsor that we got?
Ah, yes. Our last sponsor today is Penguin brand fish sticks. Smelly, chunky, delicious.
Ah, the fish. He has been cracking up this entire time, just going, the fish.
I don't know. I just love it.
All right, everyone.
I didn't do that's on me. Penguin put them
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there. I
they're-
didn't. I'm just delivering the speech.
And to be fair, they are just fish.
They are just
They
fish.
are just fish.
100%.
Coming soon to a Gotham harbor near you.
Arctic cod.
Arctic cod. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm on Facebook. Matt's on Facebook.
We'll be
have
on
a Twitter.
Yeah, we'll be on the Twitters and the Instas and
and
the
all that fun.
the onlys
rigmarole
and all
the
that and the
social
Paramount
media.
Pluses.
And Meta. That's a Meta
Shh,
thing.
the metaverse. Yeah,
We'll
we're gonna have
see.
our own
We're
metaverse
gonna have our own-
avatars.
We're going to be in VR pretty soon, so you
Um,
can sit down with
yes.
us and watch us. That's not true.
I mean,
We're not going
it
to
could
do
be
that.
true if we
It could be.
tried.
David, let's see if David will do us.
David.
Alrighty, guys. We will catch you later. Have
Same
a
bat
great
time,
weekend.
same bat channel.
Bye.